Hello, and welcome to our Friday live chat and to Seeking Heaven, the Near-Death Experience, and Other Phenomena. Seek or Speak Live. We do this Fridays at 6 p.m. However, in the summer, after July 4th weekend, that would be, the first weekend in July, we will have the Thursday and Friday and have a special guest on, Ted Winslow, who is going to be doing energy, sound, healing, and explaining how it works, and binary and gamma and delta and all these different things. And then afterwards, then our Fridays will be off till September. So that gives me a little bit of a break. I'm working, guys, like 80 some hours a week on this. So I'm lining up some super cool people from all over the world. This just going to blow your socks away. So want to also mention too, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and hit the like button, watch the videos. That helps. Making comments help. It's funny. A lot of people that watch my episodes, which God bless you, some of them were spiritual leaders, and it's funny, they won't leave messages because they're too chicken. They don't want people to know they're watching. It's okay. It's fine. But if you can't leave a comment, I think it's cute. But if you can leave a comment, that'd be great. And also want to quickly mention, look, my membership perks, $2.99 a month. You can't beat it. And then look at these cute little divinity, the little badges. And this is as you become a member longer, they change colors through like your chakras, which we're going to be talking about today. Isn't that cute? And that's my Tucker angel puppy. And then we have $7.99. And this is where we're a little bit more involved. We're actually getting you on some shows and some live shows and pre-shows with some of these people I'm having on are extremely well-known and will be considered celebrities. And then the final membership perks is the $24.99 a month, where you get me 90 minutes a month on top of all the other stuff. So, if you want some medium readings, fine. If you need some intuitive spiritual guidance, I also do that for businesses. So you can use it in any way. So what a deal on that, right? All right. So let's get started on the show tonight. As I mentioned here's our slide, and we're going to be talking about balancing our energy centers. Let me tell you who our spiritual teacher is today. I'm so excited. This is Rita Horton. She is a trained level 5 energy healer with healing touch. She is also a spiritually transformative experiencer. And I do want her to tell a little bit of her story. And then she's got a lot of things planned for us. It's going to really help balance our energies, which is good because some days it's great and some days it's wonky. So let me bring Rita on. And she's also a good friend. She is a lovely, I'm going to embarrass you, she's a very holy woman, because the first time she did a healing on me, and I just don't let anybody do that. I said, you work with Jesus and Mother Mary. And she goes, how do you know? I said, because they're right here and Jesus is working with your hands. He puts his hands on top of your hands. So thank you for being on the Seeking Heaven channel, Rita. I'm so proud to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So, I thought we would start. First of all, I just want to how long have I known you, Rita? I want to tell people, I'd like to let people know like my relations with people and how long I've known them and all that, kind of bring them in part of my little spiritual community and world. But I'm trying to think where I met you. We met at Eins? No. We met at the Healing Touch. That was it. And you were sitting there. Someone asked me to speak, and it was at the hospital. And I was speaking about my near-death experiences, and it was a room full of women, and you were one of them. And you were like, wow, some people were like, this is weird, this near-death experience. And they were looking at me like I was, talking about Jupiter or something. But I think that's how that was. And then you got a reading from me, and then here we go, and we became friends and so forth. And now every time I'm around you, your entire spiritual family, right, comes out, especially your mom. Yeah. So we go back, 6 years, maybe? I think so.
Yep.
6 years. I think
about 6 years ago.
Yeah. So I wanted you to meet some other people today. So I want to shout out and say a couple hellos. So hello, Clay. Thank you. Rita was very helpful, and she'll tell you a little bit about her past. She used to be a she has a reputation, a successful real estate person until she became a divine healer, which I think is a promotion there. So I want to say hi to Susan. Susan, hey, how are you? And Candace, you two would get along so well. You need a break. Yes, I do. I need a break. I really do. I do. You're right. And next, what is it? In the next week or two, I'll come up on episode 100. Isn't that crazy? So all of you listening, Candace, Susan, let's see who else we've got here. Oh, this week. Candace is so wonderful. You've got to read her books, The Reluctant Messenger and The Reluctant Messenger Return. She works with the same people we do. And then Rosemary, hey Rosemary, how are you doing, sweetheart? And so great. So people are popping in. So just wanted to mention that everybody with this energy, I mean, between the COVID, working at home, people have kids at home, people are making adjustments, and I'm sure you see energy problems occurring out there, don't you?
All the time, because of the stress level everyone's been under, whether it be family being home for a year in the house, illnesses have popped up, a lot of other issues have come because of being confined for a year.
It's
and people
true.
still have the fear.
Real, yeah. It's not, it's weird. It's better. Yeah. Clay, I've got to shout out to my husband real quick. Hold on, Rita. He is an angel he actually is sent from Jesus. Jesus told me in my near-death experience at 5, I would send you someone. Of course, at 5 years old, a romantic interest means nothing. I just want to hang out with him, but it was totally Clay. 100%. You think, how do you know? I do know these things. So he really helps with this show. So thank you, Clay. He's always there for me, and I really appreciate it. I don't want to cry. So anyhow, I just want to say thank you for that. Okay. So energy, it's true. Like when I go out, you still have some people that are fearful and they look at you and it's like they're afraid of humans. And I think that's probably definitely, I mean, definitely there is a coronavirus. I mean, but was it heightened more than it should? Probably, so it's gotten people in a frenzy and fearful, and that's not a positive thing. So I'm sure they come to you. Yeah, Clay is awesome. He's very sweet. Everybody likes Clay, don't they, Rita?
Everyone does.
They do. Rita and Clay, they could talk for hours. I had to interrupt them. I felt so bad before I got on. I said, we're live. So they're both trying to figure out our vacation where we could take our dog. So I think I'm going to end up moving where Candace is. So at some point, because I just love it there so much. So tell us a little bit about the energy you see out there, and then some of the things we're going to do today. And then I want people to know how awesome you are. And your story is, you're shy about it, but I want you to know that here and everybody Centered Love, you are supported to talk about your story and what happened. I mean, she had breast cancer, there's some tragedy, some things that went on there. And she had a real pivotal point that it ended up being really positive. But I want you to know that whatever you want to talk about with that, you were really supported here. The people are very loving. And I mean that. I have really nice people that, woohoo, they're going woohoo, that watch. However, it's up to you what you want to do. So maybe start with the energy that you feel is out there, the type of clientele you're getting, some of the things that we're going to work on, and then we'll move a little bit into how you became an energy healer.
Well, the energy that I feel out there is still a little bit of fear. I work a lot with cancer patients, and they were overwhelmed during COVID because their immune systems were so compromised. They were afraid to get out into public, and most of them were social, very, very social women that I know that just added that extra stress on top of going through cancer treatment, as well as being able not to function with and see other people. So it's been hard on them. Also, most people are just feeling just the stress of a year of not being in a routine, of being at home, and that's changing a lot of the dynamics where people are wanting to work at home and they don't want to go back to work, or if they stay in their job, they're still working out of the house because they've gotten used to that little bit of a comfort zone doing it. But I think it's getting better, and I think most people that want to be vaccinated have been vaccinated. The only issue that we're seeing now is with this new strain is people from 25 to 40 are getting COVID, where before it was older people and they've all gotten the vaccine, and now the younger ones are not getting it, not in numbers as people that are older. So there's a little bit of transition, but I think it's lightening up, that the atmosphere and the energy is starting to lighten back up, and people are realizing what's important in life.
Yeah, I agree. And which leads us right into your story. So I know this is really interesting. I have to say this. Gosh, I'll see if I can find the photograph later. I don't know where we can put our hands on it, but interesting. You were in real estate. My dad was in real estate for a while after he was in radio and TV. You played golf with my dad. You ended up knowing my dad, which is so bizarre, and sent me a picture of you two on the golf course in your cute little outfit. And I'm going, oh my God, that is so unusual. That was just a kind of a fluke thing. So that was weird. How did
your dad and I worked for the same company? I had my own real estate company, and a large local company in Charlotte bought my firm out, and I merged my company with his. And Raymond worked for the company I went to work for. And I called them cubbies. They were just enclosures, was like next to mine. So I got to know him really well. He let me play golf with him, which I played like once every 5 years. So I was entertainment on the golf part for him. So,
that's cute.
Yeah, I know him for years.
Wow, isn't that unusual? Yeah, I heard that he was the cookie monster because at the real estate office, they would have cookies. He would always eat the cookies. So it should be for the clients. So you were in, I know that you married we make jokes about it, but you married a Southern fella and originally from New York. And you said you couldn't even understand your mother-in-law when you first moved here. I have no idea what she's saying. Tell us about that. I mean, that's kind of funny.
I was born and raised on Long Island, but I had one distant relative that moved to Huntersville, which is right outside of Charlotte. And he was from Brooklyn, New York, never lost the Brooklyn accent, and he married a Southern Belle. He met during World War II. So his sister lived on Long Island with us, and I came down one summer and absolutely fell in love with Charlotte. So I'd come down. I was 12 years old the first time I came down, and came down every year since. I met my husband when I was 13. And then when I graduated high school, I got married in New York and moved to Charlotte, and I've been here ever since.
But you didn't date him at 13. You met him at 13.
No, I met his sister and my cousin were best friends. So we didn't start dating till the year before we got married.
Okay. Hey, Laura, this is Rita. She's an excellent healer. I've recommended her before. She's going to be doing some exercises today. Laura lives just not so far from me, but you do this remotely all over the world. It's not like that you can't do it everywhere because you do. So tell us, you were in real estate for years and very successful. I mean, you were selling like, what was it? I mean, like crazy amounts. What was it? 30 homes a month, not a year?
Not that many. I was probably in my peak, I was selling 10 to 15 a month. And I sold for 10 years. And I got into real estate in 1979. In 1980, interest rates went to 14.5%. So that was the only market I knew. And I was 24 years old when I went into real estate, when the average age was about 55. And I worked for a small company. I worked for a builder. I had my own real estate company, went to work for a large company, and then became the trainer of the largest real estate company in North and South Carolina at the time.
Right. And you were paid, which is unheard of. You were paid a lot of money, even considered for today's standards. You were paid. That's just great. People, there's usually no paid positions in real estate. You have to kind of earn by commission, right?
Yeah. Working for the large company, I was their trainer. I trained all their new agents that came to work to sell real estate for them. And I had over 1,600 in the 10 years I trained. I opened a pre-licensing school for them to teach people how to sell real estate and get their real estate license. I did post-licensing and also continuing education. So I ran the whole gambit in real estate. I worked for a small company, a large, an independent. I had my own firm, worked for a builder, and then later went into the training end of it, which I absolutely loved.
Right. What you're going to do now in a different way, in a little bit, the training, not real estate, guys. I'm talking about spiritual.
In 2010, I was working for the large company and I was diagnosed with breast cancer. But 3 months prior to that, I had to have rotator cuff surgery. Never had surgery in my entire life. I had rotator cuff surgery, went through 6 weeks of rehab, had a mammogram, which was just a check off on the list, and was diagnosed with breast cancer. Had surgery. They also check your lymph nodes when you're in surgery. And when I woke up, I said to the nurse, do I have a drain? Which means it would have moved to the lymph nodes. And she goes, no. So I said, great. So 4 days later, I went back to work and I get a call from the surgeon. And he said, I hate to tell you, but your cancer has metastasized to your lymph nodes. You're going to have to go through another surgery. So I kind of trying to gear up. I was teaching for the next 30 days, had the surgery, and then they install a drain from under your arm that has to drain out till it stops after that surgery. And I said, well, how long is it going to take? He said, a week to 10 days. I said, okay. 30 days later, I still had this drain. And I wouldn't go back to work because the only way I could stand it under my arm was to hang it off the front of my chest. Wow. So after I healed from that, I went back to work. And then I did 6 weeks of radiation. And after that, I went back full time, but I kind of felt like, maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. It was kind of an aha moment between the rotator cuff surgery, the breast cancer, the lymph node cancer, then the radiation. So I said to my husband, I think I want to quit my job. So let's get ready financially. Let's sell the house, get rid of all the furniture, and just downsize. And that's what we did. It took me a year to clean out and give away. And we sold the big house and we went from a very large house to a 2-bedroom condo in downtown Charlotte. And we moved in there and I was still dragging my feet about quitting my job. And they closed my training center because of the downturn of the real estate market in 2008. And they were moving me to one of our larger offices to do the training. So the night before I was supposed to start, I woke up in the middle of the night thinking I was having a heart attack. And my husband said, do we go to the hospital? I said, yes. And they took me to the hospital in the middle of the night. And I had developed cellulitis, which is a staph infection, which had gone into the breast. And the doctor said to me, plan on spending a week here because you're not going home. So I was on antibiotics for a week intravenously. And then finally got home, and that was my you need to get everything situated. You've gotten 4 messages telling you that you need to move, do something different with your life. And that's when I started actively getting my training material ready for a new person to step in, getting everything cleared out, organized, and put together. And at the end of October of 2012, I resigned. So, and the next day, my best friend's husband had a stroke. So I was able to spend the time at the hospital with her. So the timing worked out and it just all fell together once I left and not knowing what I was going to do. I had no clue. I had no clue what I was going to do. So that was November of 2012. In February 2013, I get a call from my oncologist. And he said, I'm putting on an integrative medicine symposium and would love for you to attend. I said, great. So he said, are you working? I said, no, I just quit my job. And the integrative medicine symposium was done on yoga, tai chi, acupuncture, acupressure, spiritualization, visualization. And the last person to get up and speak was the RN that teaches healing touch. And I went up to her and I said, I'm not a medical professional. Almost everyone in the room was, but I'd love to take your class. And she said, if you pay, you can come. I said, great, give me the website. And I signed up for the first class in April of that year. And I was hooked. By that point, I knew I'd found my calling. Wow. So I took the first class and then I started volunteering at a nonprofit for breast cancer patients. And over the next 5 years, saw over 450 women with breast cancer doing healing touch.
That's amazing. I mean, that's I've actually I've known you during this whole time where you're like, oh, I've got to see a patient. And I remember one time, I mean, you're like a saint. I'm just going to tell people here because I know you and I can vouch for you. Not that I'm like the mob here, but I'm just saying that because you're Italian. Don't you just love that? Don't you love stereotypes? They do that with Southerners too. But seriously, you're like a saint. You give so much of not only your time, your care, but energy. You've told me a lady that has been terminal for some time, and you've arranged it where women can take turns going and visiting and staying with her. I remember when you were doing the Ronald McDonald House, and that's where the children are ill and getting treatment. And the first day that you went, you called me and you're like, I don't know if I can do this because it was so sad because and I said, okay, try it, and just walk away from it and try it again. And either it'll get better. And if it doesn't, there's plenty of other people that need you. Maybe that's not your area, but in fact, I didn't know which way you were going to go. You went back again and again and again. And you actually did that, 2 or 3 years helping the children?
The children and the parents of the children, because they were going through so much stress and anxiety of having, and most of the kids, some of them were terminally ill, but a lot of them just had different illnesses that required a long stay in the hospital. And the Ronald McDonald House, a plug for them, they do such wonderful work. Those people stay there free. They take them to and from the hospital to see their children. They work with them, but working with a lot of the parents and hearing the stories that they go through was just started to touch my heart. I didn't attach the emotion to it as much as I used to.
And I think that, that's part of, you can imagine doctors, I mean, that you have to put that to the side. Well, it's strange when I read people and I hear horrible things sometimes, or things come up, because I know I'm helping them, I'm in a different role and I don't get sucked in. It's not that I don't care, is that I can't really be helpful if I'm hysterically crying for someone. But I was impressed that you went back and you helped them. And matter of fact, everybody, Rita was the one who I said, look, that was when I decided. It had been a year. I already made the decision I was going to start a INS and the International Association of Near-Death Studies chapter here, but I couldn't find a place. And finally, about a year later, I'm like, okay, I think I'm at a place I'm ready to do that. And I said, do you know of any places? I mean, when you ask Rita, it's done, man. I mean, she didn't play. It was like not even like 3 days. She's like, yeah. And we were at the Ronald McDonald House a couple of years. And then we, outgrew that. And then we were at another place, which ended up being fine. But then we were there about a year or more, a year and a half. And then all this hit. So, but yeah, you step up every time. Candace is like that. She does that. I mean, it's really shocking. Some people actually do what they say they're going to do. And you're one of those people. So I don't know how far you want to go into this, but to me, it really says a lot about you. But when you were in real estate and you're very diligent, you were trying to get your training manuals and everything together so you could leave and step out of that. And during that time, you're so sweet. People don't know this about you, but you're treated horribly. You were treated like dirt. I mean, we're not going to name names, no names, but tell everybody that, because you had to deal with all this ugliness that people were being to you when you're going through this cancer thing.
Well, it was just, I had a new boss and I had been out for 6 weeks with rotator cuff doing the rehab 3 days a week. And then I had the breast cancer. And then when I had the lymph node cancer, she called me up and said to me, you've used all your FMLA leave up. You can take this time off for your treatment without pay or as vacation. So that was the aha moment that I said, okay, here's what else do you need? You're getting all these messages that it's time to move on. And then when I left, I gave a notice and they told me I didn't need to work a notice. And I'm glad I prepared everything for the person who would eventually step in and take my place. So everything was in place. So I think it was just one more thing to make me realize that, yes, it's time to go. It is time to look for something else. And I really had achieved everything I could possibly do in real estate at that point in time.
Oh yeah, you did. You really took it. I mean, your name was known before I even met you, and just so humble and sweet. And even though you were at a very high level of success, but yeah, and then that last little part, like, oh, hand us your keys and your so and so. And this is how many years of working? Like 25 years.
No,
We are. I mean,
I
that's
was
just crappy.
I was there almost 15 years,
Okay.
and um, they asked the day they wanted to leave. They turned off my email at 5 o'clock and escorted me to my car, asked me for the key and the remote to get into the parking garage. So that's how I left. So
The extra little push.
and I know maybe that is what it needed to happen in order
Yeah.
for me to make this massive change. Because when you've done something your entire life for 40 years, I've been in real estate, you say, okay, what else can I do? And then it was just a couple of months later that I was invited to the Integrative Medicine Symposium.
Right. And it's amazing how God knows when we're hard-headed. The great thing, I'm the same way. My husband's the same way. Like when we say we're going to do something, we're going to do it to our fault. Like I mean, we'll let ourselves suffer first just to get it done because we said yeah, that we would do it. But that's not always in your best interest. And so sometimes we have to be pushed that hard because otherwise we won't make the move ourselves. So I think that's a big lesson for a lot of people that are hard-headed out there. I'm one of them. I listen now because if you don't, the gradient gets steeper.
It does. And I still have, from time to time, I've had 3 separate real estate companies call me to do training. So I just do it at my whim or when I want to do it. I haven't solicited any real estate business. And I've had like 8 sales since I've gone. And I'm like, I was out of sales for, 15 years. But it all worked out. But this is my passion. This is the healing and working with people is truly my passion. I had someone ask me the other night, if you're doing God's work, why are you charging? And I said, if I wanted to make a lot of money, I would have stayed in real estate. I
You
said,
don't make that much.
no, and I don't. I said, I asked God when I started, if I can make enough to pay the rent, that's all I'm really wanting. I should have asked for more, but I have enough to pay the rent and have a small private practice, which I'm thrilled about. And before COVID, I was going into the hospitals because I was seeing so many cancer patients. I would see them before surgery. I'd be in post-op when they come out, and I'd go back the next day for pain management while they're in the hospital. So I wouldn't have been able to do that if I stayed in real estate. So it led me on a wonderful, wonderful path.
Right. And now you can do this, you do this globally online. It works exactly the same. So, and another thing to think about that, I've had people do that to me and I'm thinking, do you know how little I am paid? People, mediums make a lot. And I'm like, the top of the game, James Van Prague, I guarantee you he didn't even make 150,000. You made well over that in real estate. I made a lot more in marketing. I could have gone back to marketing, but that's not where my heart is. So, but when people say that, ministers get paid a lot, some of them, a whole lot, and nobody says anything about that. So I think that's a bit silly, not to mention all the charity work and so forth. You do the non-payable stuff. So, yeah, people are going to say silly things. Who cares? Now tell us, you did the healing touch, and I love the fact you got training. You already had a natural ability after you went through this trauma. That started coming out.
Well, after I took the first class, I found out I was kinesthetic, which means I can feel energy with my hands. And I had no idea what it was, but going through the first level, you learn the majority of the techniques that they teach us. And I could feel someone's energy and know where there was a health issue and where the energy was congested in the body. So going through 4 more levels just heightened my ability to be able to feel the energy with my hands. Sometimes I hear it, sometimes I see it, but most of the time I feel it with my hands.
So just to let you know, Rita has healed me several times. I have had other, have I had other people? A couple in the past. And not everybody's as talented, just because it's like a musician. Some they can play guitar, but maybe some don't play as well as others or what have you. You have that, but I love the fact you work with the Trinity. can't beat that. And I love that. But you also are intuitive, because when you work on me, I can feel all the angels like bum rush me in. I guess you work with the angels, the archangels, and I can feel when they start coming in, including your parents that are standing there helping out, which brings in my grandparents and other people too. So it's kind of like a big happy party, and you can feel them come in. But you also sense spirit have mediumistic tendencies, because you've done that with me. And when I'm there, you've given me intuitive things that you read as well. And I think it's great when you do that, if you feel led to do it with the healing. I think that's sweet.
I do. I've always been intuitive since childhood, and I've always seen angels and Mother Mary since I was a little girl. So as I started the healing touch doesn't teach you that. As you get further on, they'll say, you can call in spirit or call in the angels when you're in a certain spot. But I ground, I center, and I ask Jesus and Mother Mary and all the archangels and all my grandmothers and to be with me and to help heal whoever I'm with, to bring the healing on. So I feel very comfortable doing it, and I can feel it when they enter the room. And most of them, I feel like they're in the room with me already. I can feel it in my heart, and I can feel it in my hands.
Yeah, well, I can, because I'll list them out. They're this, and there. Your parents are standing there. And I got to tell you something funny, guys. Rita's mom is a hoot. Rita's very, classy and gentle and whatever. Her mom is like wide open, and she's in spirit now. And she comes through to me every time I'm near Rita. Okay, she's got to watch it tonight, but she comes through like, Rita, you helped me with a medium demonstration before COVID. And there was someone coming through talking about her son didn't pack his clothes and he's on the road, and she's worried because he didn't have enough clothes. And and that was you. It was your brother. Your mom was shouting out, and you were working in the back table.
Yeah. My brother was driving up from Florida because the hurricane was about to hit, and she was worried about him not having enough clothes.
And you're like, she's still worried about him. He's still the favorite. I was like, oh,
the only boy.
I was like, it's her again. You're like, yes. It's so funny. It's now kind of a joke. So, well, look, I know tonight you've got a big plan for us, and I do have these charts here that I can pull up, because I know we all need stabilization, and I'm going to make my 2 cents. What I feel that's going on. Yeah, you got the fear. We went through this pandemic. Nobody knew what that was, or what was that about. And, I'm in the kitchen trying to use alcohol and essential oils and trying to make sterilizing stuff. I don't know what's going on. I'm leaving the box outside a few days, spraying it down, walking around with gloves and masks. I don't know what's going on. We went through all of that and coming out of it now. And then you're right, people being home, and now they're questioning, what do they want? But just, there's some people that I still feel there's some wonky energy. Like when I go to the store, there's still some weird stuff. And so fear is a lot of it, I'm feeling. And I'm feeling different things. Like they're not good. Okay. Like resentment, fear, hatred, and they're just weird. And I'm like, and I live in a pretty chilling area. And that's, it's not like a scary place or anything, but that's what I'm picking up. So I have to do something to cleanse my energy. So I know everybody can take advantage of this, because I don't think they don't, how do I say it? You can't see it where I live. You can't see it, but I can feel it.
And most people can feel energy, and they don't realize they're feeling it if they walk into a room and they feel like, oh my goodness, something is up. And they can feel any kind of negativity. Or when you meet someone for the first time and you instantly love them, or you meet them for the first time and you instantly dislike them and you don't know why. And it's the energy that they're giving off. And there is a lot of unbalanced energy out there with a lot of people. And I think, it's fear. I think, but you can really feel it when you're around a good amount of people, and especially in the stores. Someone said I can feel it in the grocery store. Yeah. It's everywhere.
It is. Go ahead, Rita.
I was going to say, the closest store I have is to where I live is Walmart. So you can imagine the energies that I pick up going into Walmart all the time. I just try to spread white light. Like go in.
But go in with a God bubble, a white light God bubble to Walmart. It's funny. My husband goes, Walmart freaks me out, but they got really good deals in there. I'm going, look at this tool set. It's such a good deal. So, but yeah, you do get the, I agree with Laura. And Laura, doesn't live far from me, and you know, it's fine. It's very calm. It's very serene here. However, it's not about the way it looks. It's the way it feels. It feels heavy. I guess that's what it feels to be, a bit heavy, and and I think it's still fear. Only go to customer service. Oh my gosh.
They're not very friendly there.
Yeah, that's the wrong. Well, you know, they went from being fear to a higher tone to anger. So, you know, there you go. Yeah, let's go to the charts and tell me which one you want to put up first. I've got two. Do you want to go over the etheric bodies or the chakra?
Let's go over the chakras first.
Okay.
All right. This is great. We're going to go up from the first chakra, which is the root chakra. And that is located at the base of the spine or the pelvic floor. And it's associated with security, health, and vitality of your physical body. When balanced, you feel safe and you can function in the world. When it's out of balance, you feel abandoned, depressed, anxious, and some people have addictions. The color is red that is associated with. And we're going to talk about the outside energy fields. People call them auras, and we'll talk about that when we get to the next chart. But the root affects, if I find someone's root is out of balance, it's usually affecting the hips, the legs, lower back is where someone will have some issues. Color is red. Next one's sacral. The sacral is associated with the lower abdomen. It's right below the belly button. It's associated with your creativity, feelings, sexuality, sensuality. When associated with your creativity and feelings, the balance, you feel like you have a union balance of your body, soul, and the divine occurs. So when it's out of balance, you tend to have eating disorders, low self-esteem, addictions, no sex drive, and some dependency issues. And the color associated with that is orange. Usually if I find someone's sacral and is out of balance, a lot of times it could be kidney, bladder, large intestine, anything below the belly button.
Got it.
Next one is the solar plexus. And the color associated with that is yellow. And it's right above the belly button in the middle of your stomach. And this is where you hold your will and your power to create in the world. So when it's balanced, you have inner strength, strong instincts, and gut feelings. Imbalanced, you have a poor memory and concentration or stress. So this is also problems with digestive system, the stomach, the liver, the gallbladder, pancreas, and small intestines. And before I start to work on someone, I scan them with my hands, and I will go over to where the liver and the pancreas is to see what part of the body is out of balance.
Okay. All right. This is very helpful because I know a lot of you know chakras, but to really go into it and be reminded what areas you've got issues with, this is helpful to me. This is good. I'm like, okay, a little bit here, a little bit there. I'm like, okay. All right.
Okay. All right. The heart is the seat of your beautiful soul. When balanced, you bring forth the essence of your spirit into the existence. And when balanced, you have an inherent nature. Love holds the source of divine wisdom. So this is where your love comes from. In balance, if it's out of balance, you lose sight of beauty, empathy, love, and compassion to ourselves and to others. The color is green. Some people see it as pink, but problems with the heart, lungs, circulatory system, shoulders, and upper back is usually associated with the heart chakra. Okay. Next one is the throat. And this is your power of self-expression and creativity. When balanced, you express and share your truth with inspiration. When it's out of balance, a sore throat, nervousness, irritated sinuses, thyroid problems, teeth and gum problems. And the color is blue. And this also covers like your ears, if you have problems with the ears. So the throat chakra is the one to look at. The brow, which is the third eye, it's located right between your eyes, and it's associated with allowing you to see both inside yourself and beyond yourself. And we used to call the third eye. When balanced, you have an awareness and truthful vision, which comes from the divine. So know that your intuitiveness comes from there. If it's out of balance, you're going to get headaches, migraines, nightmares, problems with your face if you have face pain, and your endocrine system.
Oh,
And the
really?
last one is the crown chakra.
Mhm.
And that's at the very top of your head, associated with the most direct connection to God and all that is. When balanced, you commune with God very easily and receive an understanding of who you are and the mystery of the universe. When it's out of balance, sometimes depression or loss of faith occur. Violet is the color, and you always keep that open when you're doing healing, to have the divine come through your crown into your heart.
Another thing too, I was just, wow, this made me think of a lot of stuff, but I can be so, I try not to be out of whack with my chakras, but it could happen. But when I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I just bypass a lot of my stuff and go straight for the crown chakra. I'm just saying that, and just get like an instant straight down. But yeah, this is really helpful because everybody's got something in the different areas that affect them. Like I'm not one to have headaches, but there are people that have migraines. So that there you would know. And then also the throat chakra. What color did I wear today?
It's blue.
Blue.
Color is blue.
Yeah, your throat chakra. And so you were talking about the endocrine system. I'm on, thyroid, what is it? Armor thyroid, the pig stuff. I've had it as a kid. It just got destroyed because I couldn't speak a lot of my truth. So, I get to speak it now all the time and promote everybody else too as well. Okay. Do you want to look real quick at this energy chart?
Okay. As you can see, there are 7 layers of energy outside the body, or called auras. Each one of the chakras inside relates to one of the levels around the outside. So the root chakra, which is the first one, is the etheric field. The next one is the sacral, and that's the emotional body. The third is the solar plexus. That's the mental body, or our thoughts and business and things like that. The fourth one is the heart, and that's the astral body. The fifth, the throat chakra, goes to the etheric, higher physical ascent. The sixth chakra, which is the brow or third eye, is the celestial body. And then the crown chakra is you have causal or mental aspect. So know that each part of our energy systems are affected. If it's affected inside, I will feel it on the outside because I can feel your energy centers as well as your energy feels on the outside of the body. And each one relates to, as you can see, a different chakra of what is wrong with the body.
Oh, wow. So go a little bit further, and I'm looking at these different etheric type bodies, spirit bodies. Okay, there's 7. So it would associate to that area. So if you're out with, I don't know, with the root chakra, then your lower etheric body would be kind of, your aura would look wonky if someone could look at your aura, right?
Right. And sometimes the color won't even show because it's very compressed. But I can usually, when I put my hands over someone's body, I can go up each level, each to the 7 levels that relate to the chakras, and feel which one's out of balance.
Got it. Yeah, you do it with me.
Yeah. So I can do it
Mm-hmm.
on the body and then in the auric field.
Right. And you'll go, what's the problem? One thing I got to tell you this, and I haven't even talked to you about this, Rita, and then we'll go into our exercises with you. This is all really helpful. You can, even people that know this, you forget. It's good to go back through and take a refresher. But I've noticed a lot, and I don't know why. I don't have the answer, but I've been noticing all around the world, light workers, people I know, they're having all of a sudden heart failure. It's not funny, but seriously, like they're going in for surgery. Like a lot. And I'm going, something has got to be a phenomenon because this is all over the world that I'm seeing all of a sudden. So I'm thinking, would that have to do with being too open, and should they ground more? I'm curious. I don't know what this is that I'm looking at.
It's probably a combination of a lot of different things, and each person's going to be different. But I would say grounding, centering, We all come from heart center, and we open up our hearts. We do a spirit to spirit connection with that person on the table or whoever you're working with. But you've got to be able to cover yourself in white light, ask God to protect you, call it the God bubble. I ask him to cover me with white light, and then letting go. When you get done with a energy healing session, I give thanks to everyone that was in the room. I ground them, hold on to their ankles, and I put my hands behind me, releasing their energy back into the energy field. So you don't carry that energy with you. And if someone doesn't see a lot of people all the time, sometimes they're not letting go. And some people will pick up, if they're an empath, they will pick up what that person feels, their emotions, and that's not healthy. You've got to just protect yourself and ask God to put you in a white light. And a lot of people forget, but it's something that should be normal procedure.
Right. Absolutely. Well, it's like flossing. So, and if you forget, you can quickly put your God bubble up, or as what we say in the light worker field, shields up, right? If you forget, you'll know if you forget, because our hearts are a portal. Absolutely, Candace. You can't be more correct. That's absolutely true. So I think you're right, because I'm like, okay, this is odd. So they're men. And I'm going, I think that they're not protecting themselves and grounding. They're giving too much away, or whatever it may be. Could be that. All right. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Absolutely. I'll send those charts to you if you want that. They're very helpful. I mean, it's interesting to look and see the areas where you may be out, and I think you're out at different points in times. It's not always the same one. So it depends what hits you in life and which one gets knocked out. So, wherever you want to take it from here, Rita.
Okay. The only thing I was going to mention, that each individual can actually do a scan of their own body. They start at their head to the forehead and just work down. And sometimes you can feel the congestion of where it is in the body, maybe by just a sensation, a heaviness. Also, when we started with Healing Touch, the first class, they used pendulums. So you can put a pendulum over each chakra, and if it goes in a clockwise circle position, your chakra is open. If it goes up and back and forth or doesn't move, it means it's congested. So you can actually check your own chakras doing that.
Now say it again. So which way? You don't do yes or no?
A circle means your chakras are open and your energy is flowing.
Okay.
And you have to just hold it away from your body in front of each one as you go up the body. If it goes straight back and forth or it stops, that means the energy isn't flowing like it should.
That's helpful. Okay. Stop. That means you're clogged up somewhere.
Congested is the word.
You're spiritually congested. That needs to be handled immediately. Okay. So, all right. So straight up or down means congested. Okay. Got it. You could even draw, this is a really horrible person, but if you could draw a little person, I don't know what that is, but you could even put down where you think your areas that you're off. Most people would probably get it right, wouldn't they?
Yeah. And I've seen people do that when they have a client on the table. They'll go to the side of the table. They won't put it over them. And they'll, in their mind, say, the crown, the brow, and they go all the way down without having to go over the body. I found that the pendulum works, but I get better results with my hands, feeling the congestion. But they work. They definitely work. You talked about going up and back and forth or making a circle. And also, if you have questions, yes, no questions, the circle is a yes and back and forth is a no. Because you had mentioned that too, that people might ask their pendulum a question.
Really? I've always had it go this way or this way, yes or no.
Oh, it'll go in a circle for yes.
Really? I don't know. I've got to train my guide something different then. We've allowed this and this. It's been so much a yes before. It's about knock me in the head. And I'm like, that must mean yes, right? Okay. So,
Candace just said we also light fluorescent bulbs with our hands, that you just send the energy to your hands. Is that what you're implying?
Yeah, Candace, write it down. Explain a little bit more.
Because when I start, I ground myself. I send roots growing from the bottom of my feet to the center of the earth, and it comes up as white light through the legs into the heart. And I open my heart, and I have God come through my crown into my heart and then into my hands. It all works. There's so many different techniques for energy healing. Bottom line, it's intention. It's coming from heart center and setting the intention of what you want to happen.
Got it.
Okay. I think the hardest thing I had to learn was not everyone's going to get healed. And you question yourself, but in talking with other healers, sometimes it's karmic. Sometimes they don't want to get better. I've had that don't want to get well, and I don't understand that. So doing everything and coming from heart center, you send the energy, but if they don't want it, sometimes that's their intention.
This is cool. Look what Candace says. We take the bulbs and send energy in it. They light up. Oh, that's a game. I want to play cool games with you. I like that. Rita, let's do that sometimes. That sounds fun. I like to take candles when they're lit and then go, flame go this way and they'll go this way. Flame go that way. Flame go straight up. Things that you do when you're bored. And then I've got here also, we also send Reiki to seeds and watch them grow faster. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow, it's kind of like talking to your plants and they grow better. Yeah, you're welcome. That's cool. I like that. I like these. More fun things to do. Okay.
And everything is energy. Our bodies are energy, inside and out. The plants, the trees, the ground, everything is energy. So, we all vibrate at a different frequency. So those of us that do energy healing are able to get our vibration up higher than the person that we have on the table. So know that it's in everything that you touch and do. Energy is.
And, I think that's why sometimes as working with, I have to work with energy all the time, not only mine and spirit people, but other people. If someone is really negative, it's in my best interest. And I mean, really nasty guys, the kind of person, just really venomous, it's just not nice. It's really in my best interest a lot of times to, we just energetically usually don't jive. And that's what I say. It's not you. We just don't energetically, we're a good match. And that's why they have different kinds of people for different things, because it would bring me so low just to help that person to raise them up. I'm wiped out 3 days. And so I like to work with higher tone people because I don't like my butt kicked so much, because I have to go there to meet them to, bring them up incrementally a little bit. And you're right. It's the strangest thing. I still don't quite understand it, but you're right. I have people that I think that they want help, but they really don't. They just want to hear whatever. So, yeah.
And a lot of people look at illness as attention getting. And that was a hard lesson for me too.
Let's say that again, that last part.
A lot of people look at illnesses as getting the attention that they maybe didn't get. That's a big part of it.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I had the shaman own Sergio Magnata, and he was saying some people that they choose to suffer. I know, I don't get it. Okay. I don't like pain. I want to get the lesson and move on, but yeah, that they would prefer suffering because they get attention that way. And that's just where they are. So we have to, be cognizant of that in ourselves too. Tesla. Yeah. That's where he keeps coming up. He came up with someone up the other day. He showed up in a dream a few weeks ago. Tesla. Yeah. Tesla was working with these things. I need to know more about him. That's a very good point. If you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. It's all energy. Yeah, absolutely. That's why, honestly, we can do a lot if we just focus on the energy. So tell us about the exercises you have. And don't worry, we'll probably be, just a few minutes over. Rita's, from that real estate, very punctual, but I want to make sure we get our I want to make sure we get our exercises in so we can be calm for the evening.
Okay. You asked me to do something balancing your energy and chakras. So that's what I put together. Okay. So You're all sitting in chairs, so find your center of balance wherever you're at. And I want you to take some relaxing deep breaths where you breathe in through your nose to a count of 4, hold it for 4, then breathe out through your mouth for 4. Take another breath, fully expanding your diaphragm as you inhale to 4 and slowly exhale to the count of 4. Close your eyes and feel yourself growing quiet and relaxed. Focus on your breath as you breathe in and out slowly. Breathe in relaxation. Breathe out all the tension. Breathe in the calm and quiet breath out the noise and the stress. Feel the relaxation flowing through your entire body. Imagine feeling the cool earth beneath your feet. Imagine that you can smell the soil and feel it with your fingertips. And feel your back becoming strong like a trunk of a tree. Visualize a gold light coming from above and shooting down through your crown chakra. Take a deep breath, and while you exhale, see the golden light shoot out of your third eye chakra. While it is shooting out, it is cleansing that chakra and making it spin and spin. Take another deep breath, and while exhaling, see the golden light coming out of your throat chakra and cleansing it. Take another deep breath, and while exhaling, see the golden light burst through your heart chakra and expanding your heart. Take another deep breath. As the energy reaches the center, you may feel the vibration of love and peace that is flowing through the golden light. Take a few moments and enjoy the fusion of energy with every breath. Now let this energy go downward and feel it burst out of your solar plexus chakra. Feel the positive light cleansing and activating this chakra. Take a few deep breaths and enjoy the sensation. Now take a deep breath and see the golden light come out of your solar sacral chakra and cleansing it. Feel the vibration of the light. Then allow it to go down and burst into the root chakra. Feel the love and peace with each breath. Feel it pulsating through your entire body. Now take the golden light down to your feet and feel it go down into the ground all the way into the deep earth. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, begin to imagine that you are putting down roots with each breath. Imagine your roots reaching down through the layers of soil and rock until they reach the glowing inner heart of the earth. Now begin to draw the energy of the earth back towards you with every breath until the energy reaches your body. As the energy you are drawing up your spine reaches the root chakra, imagine that it starts to spin. As it spins, it draws the energy into itself. It becomes larger and begins to fill the whole of the base of your spine with a beautiful red light. Move the energy higher now. Take a deep breath into the sacral chakra. Once you move the energy higher, you will imagine this chakra begin to spin. As it spins, it opens and becomes larger, filling your abdomen with a beautiful glowing orange light. Continue to draw the energy up your spine to the next chakra, the solar plexus. As the energy reaches it, see it begin to grow and spin, filling your upper abdomen and lower chest with a golden light, which will extend to the next chakra, the heart. See the heart chakra begin to glow, spin, and expand as the earth's energy. See it filling your chest with emerald green light. Let the energy then go up to your throat chakra. See the throat chakra glowing and spinning as it opens up to the energy you are pulling through, filling your throat area with a light blue hue. As it expands, its light touches on the third eye chakra. See it spin and expand with the violet or indigo light. Finally, draw the energy to your crown chakra, above the crown of your head, and see the light turn white and shoot out back into the universe. Feel the chakras beginning to slow and close. Visualize each one slowing down and returning to its unopened state. Each chakra should be left as a small closed disc sitting along your spine. When you reach the base of your root chakra, leave it open a little and allow any leftover energy to drain back into the earth below. Gradually begin to withdraw the roots you've put into the earth and feel them become smaller and smaller until it's finally you. Then exhale, slowly open your eyes, stretch, and see how you feel. You should now feel balanced and energized and feel clean, that your chakras are all working. It is recommended to eat and drink as you ground yourself afterward. So you can do this every time you feel out of balance.
Oh, wow, that's relaxing. That's really a nice way to do that one. I like that. So I like how you the breathing and then how you put the bright golden light of God coming through each area. Then you put it all the way back down and kind of recapping and to the soul. Yeah, I thought it was great. Adriana likes it too. Thanks you. That was good. It was relaxing. It was quick too. I like that. It was very quick. Yeah, it was relaxing. It's quick. So then if you do that, it goes back into the soil. You see the vines, goes back into Mother Earth. You see the vines. And then you go back and you said put them in their normal state. So they're just sort of an idle. They're not wide open because you don't want to be too intuitive. You want to be calm. And then I like how you said you go all the way up and then or I don't know what you could go up, you could go back down. But then the last one you said, if there's any, let it go back into the earth. It just feels that was good for balancing because that was a good balancing one. I like that.
Good.
Yeah, you feel energetic already. Yeah, I feel, I don't need to, hey Taffy. It's well, yeah, this video will be up. Absolutely. Sometimes when it goes up, sometimes it's immediate and sometimes YouTube likes to keep it, a few minutes and make sure we don't say something, I don't know, a cuss word or something. I love this beep beep freaking chakra balancing thing. but it felt very relaxing and for me, it gave me a lot of clarity of my mind.
Great.
I don't know what did it do for you guys. Did it relax you or did it give you clarity? Yeah, Taffy really liked that. Did it give you clarity or Laura said it gave her energy. Candace, it relaxed. That's what it did for me. It focused me and relaxed me, which is saying a lot. I'm not easily relaxed. And that did it. So gosh, that was great. Thank you so much. And then also before, like many people, before they go to sleep, they want to calm their mind. Is there any visualizations that you would recommend before going to sleep to calm people that you use?
I use breathing, and breathing helps you in so many different ways. And when I was going through cancer treatment, this is one of the things they told me to do. You inhale for 4, you hold it for 5, and you exhale for 6, but you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth when you do it. And I guess it's being in the moment where you're focusing more on the breathing than you are not sleeping. And the breathing will actually put your mind to rest. I have a technique called a self-mind clearing that clears your mind. That if I can email it to someone if they want me to get in touch with Tamara, and I'll be more than glad to do it. It definitely helps.
You could even email Rita. Rita's awesome. She does this globally. if you can tell already, she's just a really calm, loving. She's very holy, actually. It's so cute. I got to tell a story, and you're really cute. But yeah, we can send if they want. They can send it. Do you mind getting emails from people?
No, can I give you my personal email?
Yeah, if you want it. Yeah, go ahead.
It's Rita Horton at gmail.com.
Yeah. And then I'd like a copy of that too. But yeah, that would be great. And we can always have you back and do some more cool stuff. Real quick before we get off of this episode, is there anything that you would like to know in the future with Rita? We'll make that happen. And even though I'm not doing the live chats after July 4th till September, we can still do something here or there. It's fine. It's not like I died or anything. I mean, I'm still around. You can get a hold of me. You can email me. You guys know how to get a hold of me with the seekingheavenshow.com. My email's on there, info@seekingheavenshow.com. But yeah, we can still do something. If there's anything, just write it in the chat. And then you can also get a hold of Rita here. You have your email here as well, right? And you can also hire her if you need a healing. But I will say that real quick on the holy, it's Rita who has that I wear when I do live shows, because I never know, the raw public, you could have a crazy person there. You never know. And she has given me her rosary from, what was it, your first
Holy Communion.
Holy Communion. I said, I can't take this. And you like, yes, you will. It's very blessed. And you have also given me the pendant of Mother Mary, and it's very old. And this was also from childhood too, that you gave me. Now, how old is that one? That's because I said, I can't take this. And you said, yes, I actually wear this in the inside. You women are going to love this. I wear it in a little sash in the inside of my bra because it's blessed. And it actually it protects me, because I've had, there's some bad people out there. I don't know what to say. But you've had that, and I wear Rita stuff because it's very holy. So,
60 years.
Yeah.
The Blessed Mother is 60 years old.
And I use it. I certainly do. I have it with me. I don't have it without me. And so, and to show I serve God, I mean business, leave me alone. But it's Rita. So thank you all for watching so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Isn't that sweet, Rita? Yeah. Yeah. Giving me this blessed gifts. She said, you need this. And I was like, okay. And she said, I have some more to give you. I said, Rita, if I put any more in this bra and I take it off, it's like a slingshot. It's gonna knock someone's eye out. So I said, I think I'm good for now. So I'm going to go off in a metal detector. But look, thank you all so much for being with us today. If you want to do more spiritual exercises, again, she's trained for 5 years and has done, as well as working in charities and just helping with cancer patients as well for many, many years. And Rita knows a lot. She'd be happy. I'm sure I'm just inviting you, but I'm sure at some point, if we could fit it in, she'd be happy to come back.
Any questions they have, just email me.
Absolutely. And you can also, thank everybody for being here. Adriana, Laura, Candace, Taffy, Susan. I don't want to leave anybody out. Clay, Rosemary. Anyway, there's quite a few. If I left you out, I apologize. Love to everybody. And I will see you next Thursday when we have Donna Rebido, who is a near-death experiencer and an amazing humanitarian. After you see that, you're going to want to start a bunch of charities. So thank you all so much. God bless you. And thanks for being a part today. Thank you so much, Rita. You're always awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.